Right, so the next thing I'm going to do on the buggy build is make some holes in the motor housings so I can get a bolt through, put some slots in this base plate so I can adjust it, and I'm going to weld in another couple of bars here and here and one up the middle just to take the weight of the batteries and just stabilise it up a bit. don't know if the camera will pick that up. This is so off square, this box section. It's almost like a diamond. Well, that's the frame welded up. I mean, no one could accuse me of being a good welder, but it's certainly getting better. I need to get Ian Matthews down here, give me a lesson. I suppose the upside is, Ian, if you're watching, no one asked me to do any welding for them. Anyway, I'm going to get the base and that back on here and get it all put back together. And get the base screwed on with some self-tappers. And then see about the electrics. Can't beat a self-tapper, can you? Right, get some bolts on them. Get them adjusted nice and tight. I definitely have to make these slots longer. I ain't got enough room to tighten these chains right up. It don't seem to be able to shorten the chains. They are both way too loose. Anyway, connect it up to a battery. Well, that goes. That's just one motor. There's a lot of racket, isn't it? I suspect this one will go the right way if it was coming this way. There's a lot of racket. So now I've got to get the motor controllers out and see if I can run both the motors through two controllers off of one throttle. And make these slots longer, tighten up them chains. I've elongated the slots so I can get them tight now. I ain't bolted them on yet, so I'm going to have to take the chains off because I want to see what happens with the next thing. But this is one of the handlebars with a throttle on it and a brake lever. And these are the little motor controllers. So you got the motor that plugs into there, and then the battery positive comes onto here. And let me think. Yeah, positive goes through this. This is like a fuse. And there was a switch, that's a charging unit. And there was a switch. Oh right, there's a switch between there and there. And the battery. Let's have a look at the other one, I can't bloody remember how that went now. Alright, this is a complete one. Yeah, so you got, that's the battery positive, and then you've got this switch that goes between them, which also does the charger, and then that goes off. Alright, let's get a bit closer and try this. So you got that one goes off to the positive, to the negative. Don't know what's the matter with me. That goes off to the negative. Then you've got a switch. You've got this fuse. The other side of the fuse goes off to the battery. And then the motor goes into these two here. This I think is just a little, it went on to another little bit of circuitry which you can probably see on the other one, which I think is just a 12 volt. Brings it down to 12 volts. This runs off 24 volts. This is a charger, charging hole. But it's this from the throttle that's the thing. Now I've read, but right, so this one is just breaks it for the actual brake. It just cuts the power to the motor. And then this one positive. I mean, on some of them I've read about they're grey, but it's, I think you just have to connect this little grey wire, you connect everything else up as normal, but you just cut this and connect the grey wire up to the other one, and then it'll work both motors off of this throttle. So that's what I'm going to just see if I can cut that, wire it up for one of them and see if it works. Alright, well, I've got this bodged together so that they're all going to be wired into the battery when I connect the live up. So my theory at the moment, I haven't jumped these white wires yet. I just want to see if they do work. Give it a try, I suppose. Right, so that's on. So hopefully the throttles will work them individually at the moment. Right, so that one is working. and that one is working. So now what I think I've got to do is just disconnect that from the throttle, put a white wire from this control box to this one, and then see if it'll work it off both motors off the one throttle. I'll get a bit of wire and do that then. Disconnect the battery while I'll try and join these up, just in case. I don't know whether I've actually got to disconnect that from that one or what. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this in here. I think they're making contact. See what happens. Well, that don't work. Oh yes it does if you connect it up properly. Marvellous. Brilliant, that bit does work then. What way is that one going? Oh, it's going that way. That's going that way. So I'd have to just swap the drives and neutrals around with that. So answer this phone and I'll be back. Right. That phone call's out of the way. So that's it, they work, that works. That don't work. That should cut the motors out when you pull that in, but that's probably a bit sticky in there or something. That ain't a problem. But anyway, so they work. I'll have to tidy all this up and get it wired up properly, but that's just cosmetic. Get it in a plastic box or something from here, but that'll be for later on. Right, so now I'll get the tyres and that on and get on with building the next bit. So right, so I took the actual plug off, which goes to the one on the blue one, to see if that would, just to make sure I can work it with just the grey connected up there. It just works, and I connected the brake from the blue one to the red one, pink one, and now pull the brake up and they both stop. So that all works. So it works without any of that. So I ain't got to keep any of the gubs that comes from the handlebars on that one by the look of it. And just connect the braking thing up to the braking one on this one. Just connect up the braking circuit between the two motor controllers and that all works. Goodly. So what I have discovered is this. With the braking circuit connected up between the two motor controllers, we get that. If I connect this, obviously that does power up the motor controller, and that probably syncs them as well. So that white wire on this one does have to connect up. But that's all. I just got to connect it up between the two. I ain't got to have any of the other handlebar gubs going into this. So we're there. Now we can get on with the front. Oh, I'll see you in the next one when I'll be making something to get the front bit on and some steering and an handlebar. Well, there you go. It might be a bit late, but Happy New Year to everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Ta-da.